JamRhockers, what's happening? Wagwan! Everybody Chris? Everybody good? We're going to make the pineapple peel juice like I promised from my story on Instagram. So let's get started. Alright, first we're going to peel our pineapple. And I'm going to use the cutter that I had in a previous video. You'll see it here, but I'm not going to really describe it again. And I will put the link for you. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut the top off. And this can plant and grow your own pineapple. At the end of the video, I'll try to remember to take you over to where I have a lot of them growing. Now this side, you're going to do the same thing. You want this to be even. And if there's any little spoiled part, like this core right here is going to cut off, so we're fine. This part I'm not going to save for the juice. We're going to pitch it. Make sure you scrubbed your pineapple before you start peeling it. So you insert this, start your turn. I'll tell you, I go through so many pineapple, and I'm so happy to have this little gadget. And when you're making pineapple peel juice, you don't even have to be all that particular of how close you got to the inside of the skin, because it's going to be in the juice, and it'll just, if there's more fruit on there, it's going to make your pineapple juice sweeter. So just keep on going until you burst through. Okay, there's a lot of juice coming in here already. Okay, I'm going to set this here for right now because I want to collect this juice if I can. I got most of it. Okay, so what we're going to do is cut down the center. Open this up. Like where that bad spot is, we're going to cut that out. Just slice your pineapple into pieces like this and stick them in your pot. On this piece, we'll cut this. I'm going to do the 2 pineapples. So 2 pineapples, when I did it last time, made 1 gallon of juice, which is really nice. This will give you your pineapple rings. The core is also going to go into the juice, but these are the beautiful pineapple rings. Excellent. So now you've got your pineapple peel. You're going to cover this with water. This will be twice the size because I'm going to do the second pineapple. You're going to cover this with water and put your lid on it and then just let it sit. This is kind of in the late afternoon, so I will actually let this sit overnight until morning to soak this up, all this goodness, and then we'll show you from there. Oh, I didn't throw that bad part away. Yeah, that little bad part is gone. I forgot to bring the bowl out for these, so I'm not going to cut all of these right now, but you see that little bad spot got into here, so we're going to cut those off, cut that off. And I'm going to be making a fruit salad. So we're going to show you the recipe for that too. So anything that has a little bad spot, you're not going to put that in your juice because you don't want it, if it had a bad taste to it, you don't want that in your juice. So how about Levi was just on the ground licking up the juice that's kind of spilling over. Okay, so I just did the second one. And We're going to do the same thing real quick. And I did have my container. I don't know what I was thinking. So here's the, let's do a quick check on those. Get rid of those little jukey things. Make sure none of that little jaggy stuff is on these pineapple rings. The beauty of living in my jungle, I can just throw this stuff. Either the chickens will eat it or it'll just become part of nature. There's a few more rings in there I'm going to get, but I just wanted to show you again real quick. This is how I do it. Just cut them in slices. I would cover this pot probably almost up at least 2/3 full of water. Now see, if I was just cutting this to eat, I would go in and get a lot more of this off. But that's a lot of pineapple. And this will just make the juice better. So we're going to just do it like this. This one had a little bad spot too right there. So we'll cut that off. I'm trying to make my videos faster. Doesn't seem to matter though. I think if you really like me, you're just going to watch them regardless of how long or short they are. Wow, Levi. Oh, that wasn't a good catch. Because you're on camera. It's right there. Okay, let's get to soaking that juice. Okay, here's some that I did the other day, but I didn't plant them yet. But they're going to be fine. They can last a long time. Even when they look like they're dead, I'll plant them and they'll spring back. But here's a couple. This I'd found growing somewhere and I pulled it out, so the leaves should be a little darker green than that, but it'll come back. I stuck it in this pot. There's one here. These are all, watch Levi. Watch Levi. These are all from pineapple tops, from pineapples we bought at the store. There's one there, another one there. Back here is where I always throw my scraps. And sometimes we put the pineapples back here too. Look at this one. This is an actual pineapple plant. See, there's my from my every morning juice. Everybody takes turns. There's one there. Let's see where they all are. Well, I think you get the point. I don't want to make this video too long, but oh, there's a nice big one under here. Let me see. This is a mango tree. There's one there. Oh yeah, look. There's one there. There's one in there somewhere I just saw. But okay, I'm going to take you inside now and show you how the juice is soaking. Okay, back inside. This was the pot that we were using. I put this strainer that came with the pot on top just to kind of hold the pineapple down into the water. But if you don't have that, it's no big deal. But you can see the pot is almost full with water. And there's lots of water in there. Okay, so I had put the strainer in the pot, if you remember, because I wasn't ready to deal with the pineapple skins as of then. So now what I'm doing is I turned the stove on high. I took the strainer out. So we've got our pineapple skins, and we're going to let this boil. In the meantime, what we're going to add to the juice is orange, lemon, lime, some ginger, some turmeric, And I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper, because if you remember from a previous video, I think it was the ginger shots, turmeric and black pepper go together. Most people don't add pepper, but it helps the turmeric absorb into your system. So we're going to add a little bit of black pepper, maybe half a teaspoon. While the pineapple water is getting hot and ready to boil, we are going to cut our turmeric after you had thoroughly washed it, and the ginger, just like you did the pineapple skins. I don't peel mine because I'm going to strain everything at the end anyway. So I'm using one whole turmeric. If you don't have the real turmeric, you can use a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of the powder. And then I'm going to cut my ginger. Ah, it smells so good. Water's starting to boil, so I'm going to take the lid off, and we're going to let this boil for about 15 minutes. So let's continue where we left off. Cutting our ginger. I hope you guys try this because it's so good for you. All of these things in here are good for you, and all the benefits of pineapple, which I hope you watched that video that I sent a link to last time. All about pineapple. Okay, now we're going to do our lemon, our oranges, lime, that was lime, lemon. We're going to do 2 oranges. So we put the turmeric in, so I'm going to put not that much, it's not that much pepper, probably a half a teaspoon. Put that in there, and I'm going to juice these real quick. Start with the small top. These little lime don't have very much juice, but remember what we did when we were doing the ginger shots? Let's see if it helps this time. Using the knife. Helped a little bit. It smells so good in here. It smells so good in here. I can't wait to taste my pineapple juice. And I want you to make it and taste it too. Okay, now we'll put the bigger top on. And who knows where these are going? Raise your hand. Into the compost. A nice little amount of juice. Okay. After 15 minutes, I'm going to turn this off, and then we're going to pour the juice in. But it's only been boiling for 5 minutes. All right, it's been 15 minutes, so we're going to turn off the stove. We're going to add our citrus. Okay. And then, here, let me move this out of the way. I'm just going to take a wooden spoon, kind of stir everything up a little bit. Make sure the ginger and the turmeric are down in the water. And then put the lid on it. And now you can just leave it on the heat. It's not going to hurt anything. Let this sit overnight, or at least several hours, and then we'll finish up our juice. I'm so glad you're here. Please share this video so a lot of people can learn about this. Thank you. Okay, so it's the next morning, and what I did was I drained out all of the juice and the skins. So I've got the juice here in this bowl, and then I've got all of the peels in here. Now you have a few options. You can either be done, throw these out into your compost and strain your juice, sweeten it however you like. If you need it sweetened, use natural sugar if you're going to use sugar, pure cane sugar, and I like to use honey. Raw, unfiltered, natural honey. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Like this. However, you have a couple options. Like that was number one. Number two, there's a lot of juice in here. And that's me just hardly even doing anything. So you can squeeze, you can hand squeeze the juice out of the rest of the skins. Or you can do what I'm going to do, which is the final step. It's a little bit more of a process, but mine are going in the blender. Because I want to get the most out of this. If I've gone this far, I want to get the most out of my juice. This really only takes a few extra minutes. Put a little bit of your juice liquid in here because it has to have water to blend, or liquid. Okay. blend this up. I push food puree. It's actually going to go for a few more seconds, but I'm going to pause the video so you don't sit and watch me blending this, and then we'll do the final step. Okay, so the puree finished. It takes 1 full minute. Then you want to get yourself your strainers. And if you're going to be watching Mama Rhonda and doing more juices, you want to get yourself a set of strainers. And I have these that I use all the time. I'll look in Amazon for you. If I find a good set, I'll put it in the description. But basically, you want a nice basket one, something like that, or a big enough one. And then this one's finer. This is much bigger, so if we were going to just do something like just the peels, we could have used that or this. And then you want your fine one. And then I have little small ones too for really small things. But the nice set of strainers is invaluable. And the reason we want to do more than one strain is just to make it a little quicker and easier to get all of the juice out. So that aside, we're going to pour it through here. Get back in there, blade. Careful handling these blades, they're very sharp. Okay, take a spatula. I don't use a wooden spoon because I don't want to damage pushing too hard. And just stir this around. Hope you can see this. Here, let me move these. And this is getting your juice out, see? And you're basically going to go through the whole peel the same way. Now remember, we did put liquid in here, but I'll tell you, we definitely are going to get a lot more juice by doing it this way. If you don't have the time or you don't want to take the time, that's fine. But another reason I like doing this, besides getting more bang for your buck and more juice, is that this makes the compost break down a whole lot faster because you've pureed it. So when I put this in the garden, it's going to go right to work underneath my fruit trees or other pineapple plants or whatever I put this under. It'll break down real easy. So basically you just push against the screen gently against the mesh, and then when you feel you've done enough and it's pretty dry, let's take a look how we're doing. Yeah, there's still more. Don't forget to wipe underneath too. So I'll continue to do this for a little bit, and then basically all you're going to finish off with is to sweeten to taste. And I would recommend using a little less sugar each time. A little bit less until you basically don't really crave a lot of sugar. You don't want it, and when you do have it, it tastes too sweet. I'm pretty much at that point right now. So I will be using a little honey in this because honey is also very beneficial. And but I don't really crave sweets. And if you start eating more fruit, you're not going to crave like processed sugar like you may right now. But now, as you can see, it's a lot drier. There's still some coming out, but you know, I'm not going to get crazy because I still have more. Remember, wipe the bottom. Okay, I'm going to put this into our compost one. And then I'll show you all the juice at the end. Let's see how much we made. I hope you like this. Yeah, I forgot to mention, I basically mentioned, but you're going to do one more little strain. So I'm just going to do this quickly with what we just did to show you. So after you did the big one, then you're going to do this one. If you tried using this small screen, this small strainer, with all of that thick pulp in there, it's going to take a long time. So even though this seems like extra steps and a couple extra things to wash, it's worth it. So this is going to be your final strain right here. In Jamaica, we do a lot of this by hand. But you already know, I already sent down a bunch of stuff to make it a little bit easier. Okay, same thing with this one, at the bottom. And that's basically how we're going to do it. When you're all finished, after you've sweetened it, then you're going to pour it into your container. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll show you the finished product. Oh, also a hint. If you use a little bit of warm water, or you can even heat up a little bit of the juice, but it's so strong, you can use a little water. You're not going to dilute it. Don't get the water too hot, because you don't want to boil or cook out the nutrients in your honey. But honey does, have a tendency to take a long time to melt. So sometimes I'll use a little bit of warm water and put that in a glass, stir it all up, melt the honey, and then pour it into the juice. That's just a little trick. There you have it. Look how much juice we got. So I got both of these pitchers of juice, a nice glass of juice. We've got our pineapple top to plant, and we've got our pineapple rings. And I already ate some of these, but they're delicious. So good. Okay, let's try our juice. Now, you're going to measure your turmeric, and you're going to measure your ginger. First time you make it, if you taste it, if it's too strong, even though you want to kind of taste that stuff, because let your food be your medicine, and your medicine be your food. So this isn't just a drink to drink like you would drink a soft drink or something. This is actually to nourish and your body, and to build up everything you need for your immune system. Anyway, you can always add some of the fruit and mix it up in again if it's, way off for you. And then the more you do it, the more you'll know exactly how you want it. But this will conclude this part of the video, and I hope you like it. I hope you try it. Leave me comments. Please share the video. This, takes a lot to do this, so it would be great if more people get to see it. And, don't skip the ads. You already know. JamRhock Nation, love you. Love you. Until next time, Mama Rhonda, mwah. Welcome to my world. JamRhock Nation! We truly are one nation. We lead by example. We're showing the world what one nation really looks like, without borders, celebrating our differences together, united. One JamRhock Nation.